At this time, I would like to introduce a good friend of mine who I'm extremely proud of. I'm going to share his bio with you all as well. Charlie Fyffe is an entrepreneur from Los Angeles. While an undergraduate at UC Berkeley, he launched Charlie's Brownies, a gourmet dessert company, and began distributing baked goods to coffee shops on campus. After graduating in 2010 with a bachelor's degree in leadership and social change, Charlie moved back to LA to serve as full-time CEO of Charlie's Brownies. Since the company's inception, Charlie's Brownies has catered, private and celebrity events. They've launched a brownie mail order service via charliebrownies.com. So check it out. And they recently transitioned to 100% vegan and gluten-free. Aside from building Charlie's Brownies, Charlie spends time giving back to the community through motivational youth speaking on entrepreneurship and financial literacy. Charlie is what Malcolm Gladwell has coined as a connector, passionate about building strong relationships and creating unique opportunities for others. Please join me in giving a round of applause for Charlie as he comes down.
Check 1, 2. Good morning, everyone. How you doing today? Good, good. I'm so happy to be here and so blessed. I want to thank Irvin, first of all, for inviting me out to share my story, and all good. And first of all, I also want to thank Sheila for such a great presentation. Can we give it up for her one more time? Yes. And it's actually perfect because she set the stage because I'm going to talk about my brand, my personal brand, and also my business. So just to recap, my name is Charlie Fyffe. My company is Charlie's Brownies. I'm a chef and an entrepreneur, born and raised in Los Angeles, California, grew up off of West, right over here, and later on moved up to like Pico and La Cienega area, mid-city. I attended Loyola High School in downtown LA, and after graduating went to UC Berkeley. But I'm going to start off my story here in LA. In high school, how many of you here have sold candy or Gatorade at school or done anything like that? Okay, I see a few hands. I was that guy. I was the main guy selling all the candy, the Gatorade. I was an athlete. I played basketball, and I knew all the athletes, so I was their Gatorade supplier. That's where I started out. That was my first business. Prior to that, I did a lemonade stand when I was 11 and Pokemon cards, but that doesn't really count. So, yeah, that was my first hustle. In high school, I needed to make some money. I couldn't get a job, and I was studying, and I was an athlete. So I decided, hey, let me bring the cooler and make some money that way. Eventually, I came across a product that was actually outselling the candy and the Gatorade combined. And can anyone guess what that product is? Brownies, exactly. I don't know why, but it just was. It all started at the potluck for the basketball team. It wasn't time to eat yet, but everyone was hungry. I was a dessert guy, so me and my mom made some brownies and brought them. And everybody just, man, they wiped out the whole stash. And I was like, light bulb, no more Gatorade, no more candy, we're bringing brownies. My name is Charlie, and I sell brownies. I developed a nickname very quickly, Charlie Brownie, the Brownie Man. That was me. Now, I was doing really well with this. I was selling out before the 8 a.m. bell, about $75 worth a day in high school, which was enough to pay for my gas, my entertainment, weekend, fashion, anything I needed. As a high school student, that's not bad, right? Can we agree? Okay. Now, initially, brownies was just, okay, this is just a way to make money. This is not something I'm really passionate about or anything like that. This is just a money maker. And obviously, I wasn't making them from scratch. I was just buying the Costco, the box, the Ghirardelli. Anyone had those? The Ghirardelli, they're pretty good, right? Not bad. So I was just selling those, and my mom, the first thing she taught me was do the numbers, see how much money you're actually making. Write down how much does it cost you to buy that box mix? How much does it cost you for the other ingredients? And how much are you making each week? And when I did the numbers, I found out I was making 5 times the amount I was spending. So that's one of the things I want to talk about. If you all look in your folders today, I brought a layout of some of the things I want to cover. What I call the 3 Ps of entrepreneurship. And those are, as we're going to go over, problem, passion, and profit. So we'll all learn that any good business, the first thing that it does, the reason why it's able to thrive and do well is because it's solving a problem or serving a need. I'll give you a few examples of businesses that are doing that. Who here thinks hybrid cars and electric cars are the way of the future? I do. Okay? Now, the reason that those cars are going to do well is because they're solving a problem. Yeah, it's just crazy. But if we all switch to electric cars and hybrid cars, I think that number would go down, and it would be a good thing for the world. Now, people are going to invest in that. There are a lot of people out there that are conscious and that want to see the world become a more efficient place. So that's why they're going to put money into that business. Now, my business, Charlie's Brownies, initially the first problem that it solved was hunger. Simple, right? I went to an all-boys school. Everybody's hungry. But then I found out when I really put some thought into it, why am I doing so well with these brownies? It's just a freaking brownie. But what I found was that the cafeteria lines were always long. Like, you had to wait 15 minutes, and guess how long recess was? 20 minutes. So that's not a good look. And then when I looked at what are the other desserts available at the cafeteria, they had those Texas Cinnabons, right? Nasty, right? You can see the grease squeaking when you, yeah. Anyway, and they had those little cheap blueberry muffins that just dry out. Anyway, no chocolate items. So my item, I would sit on the bench, bro row, right next to the cafeteria and have my cooler. Eventually, with that nickname and with that brand, I'm the brownie man, right? They just come, they put their money in, they take their brownie. I'm a business. I get to do my homework while I make money, right? I was solving a problem, right? Now let's fast forward when I got to college. Still, kind of broke and trying to find ways to make money. Let me give you a little bit of my background. Both my parents are immigrants. My mom's from Belize, my dad's from Sweden. I don't come from no money. My family's in debt. Similar situation as some people here. I didn't have any, wealthy family members or anything like that. So in college, while I'm studying at Berkeley and trying to get my degree, and I had some financial aid, but I wanted ways to make more money. So I don't know if any of you have been to college, but man, some of those lectures are 3 hours, and you fall asleep, you get bored, you get tired. There's a need, right? We need some sugar. We need some energy. We need something to snack on. Even if it's not sugary, like just having a snack is going to help you, stay motivated to listen to the teacher and, be attentive. So I started bringing my brownies to class. All the other kids came up and spoke about the environment club or chemistry club or whatever. Anyone else have an announcement to make? I would go up in front of the class to the mic and say, hey, I'm Charlie. I have brownies. If you get hungry in class, $1. I'm sitting right in front. Done. Right? And I really did that. And people were like, okay, they kind of caught on. Eventually, a few people started buying, and next thing you know, got the whole class clicking, just like high school. It kept going. Now, eventually, this is what really took it to the next level, from being just about profit to, about being more passionate and having a real business. One of my coworkers at my work came up to me and said, Charlie, I really love these brownies that you bring, but I think I've had them before. I said, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Aren't these those Costco brownies? I've made these with my grandma before. I'm like, nah, what are you talking about? No, of course not. This is all me. So I had to, kind of play it to the side, but that kind of threw me for a loop. I don't want to have something that just anybody can make. That doesn't make me special. Forget that. So my first order of business was, I need to learn how to bake. So God playing his role in a really weird way, the next week I see a bulletin, new club on campus, the Baking Club of Berkeley. Oh my, okay. So I'm a sophomore in college. I got a little bakery service going on. I'm like, let me join that club. So I did. Turns out the president is also from LA, from this neighborhood, and the baking would go down at her apartment every Tuesday and Friday. She had a really big apartment, and it would just be 20 of us or so in there baking and working with each other, trying new recipes. Now, how many guys do you think were in the club? One. It was me and 19 girls, which is pretty cool. Essentially, they would do different things every week. Cupcakes, lemon bars, cinnamon roll, cake. What do you think I made every week? I made brownies every single week. And you know what I did? I made a new flavor. And I would use the club as kind of like test dummies almost. Like, hey, try this out. What do you think about this? S'mores, caramel pecan, peanut butter, oatmeal. What do you think? What do you think about this? And really just from trying out a new recipe 2 times a week and having all these people taste testing and giving me their feedback, I was getting pretty dang good at baking pretty quickly. Now, at the same time, it just so happens my college had this special program called the Decal program, which is amazing, democratic education, which allowed students to actually teach a class. The students could become teachers and get credits for teaching a class. So one of the classes that I joined was desserts by ingredient. And what that was a chemistry/dessert class, meaning we'd break down what is flour, what are eggs, what is the essence of vanilla, what is it doing when you put it in the batter, what's going on, like what are the reactions, what is baking soda, like, so I really took it there and went in the baking club, the chemistry of ingredients classes, and after a year or so, I became a baker. This is without culinary school or anything like that. Now, take it a year further. My junior year, baking club started selling our baked goods on campus. Myself and the president and a few of the other members were getting pretty good, so we started to sell our baked goods. We had a table every Wednesday, and it was to raise money for the club so that we could buy more ingredients and keep baking. Anyway, one of the days I was selling my new creation, which I was really happy about, was the s'mores brownie, right? So one of the school counselors ended up buying one, and she walked away. About 20 minutes later, she came back and said, "Did you made that?" I was like, "Yeah, that's my s'mores brownie." She goes, "That was the best brownie I've ever had in my life." This is an older woman, so I'm sure she's had a good amount of brownies before. I'm like, "Wow, okay, that's a compliment. Thank you. I've never heard anyone say that." She's like, "Okay, well, I need to introduce you to somebody. Can you bring some of these next week to a meeting?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." So I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I dressed up nicely. I wore, a suit, and I brought some of these brownies. And who she wanted to introduce me to was the manager of the coffee shop that was opening on campus, the Tully's Coffee, which in the Bay Area is a pretty big brand, kind of like Coffee Bean, Starbucks kind of brand. It's big in Seattle and the Bay Area. There's a couple out here, but you might see them. There's one on Western and Wilshire, but Tully's Coffee is actually a big corporation. And they were opening one right on the smack dab in the center of campus where everybody's walking around. And he said, "Hey, we're deciding what pastries we want to put in our display case right now. We've already selected some scones and some muffins, but we don't have any chocolate items. And I heard about your brownies, and we want to try them out." So, hey, I'm sitting with the guy. He takes one bite. And before he finished chewing, he said, we're starting tomorrow. I need 2 dozen. Swear to God, this is real. I did not have a business. It was not incorporated. Did not have a business plan. Didn't have a name. Didn't have anything. This is grassroots business. This is passion. This is really going after it, right? Now, I did my part, right? I took the classes. I put in the time. I put in the work, and God did his part. This lady comes to my table, and there just so happened to open a coffee shop, and just so happened to be a baking club going on. It's, these things are conspiring, but I'm putting in my effort as well. So fast forward, okay, now my s'mores brownies are being sold every day on campus at UC Berkeley. And now instead of bringing them to class, I tell people, yo, you can just get them right here at the coffee shop. They're always available, 24/7. Wow, that's pretty amazing, right? Now I'm paying my rent with brownies. This is what's happening my junior year of college at Berkeley. So, okay, how do we make this more fun? I want this to be a brand. Called my mom. I told her about what happened. She said, "Charlie's Brownies. That's the name of your business. Simple. Done." Okay, so what do I do next? I call my friend. "Hey, Jonell, he's an artist. He makes designs and stuff." I said, "I need a logo made because I have this cool thing I'm doing called Charlie's Brownies." Okay, so he made a simple, CB and real nice cursive and sent it to me. Boom, Facebook. I made a page. Charlie's Brownies. Took some pictures of the display at the coffee shop. This is what I'm doing. From there, things just got crazy. In a class I was in called an Entrepreneurship panel class, they would bring guest speakers, just like Sheila to come speak to us, but big time ones. And one of the speakers I saw on the agenda was a guy named T. Gary Rogers, who, anyone know who that is? I doubt you do. No? He's the former CEO of Dreyer's Ice Cream. Any of y'all had Dreyer's Ice Cream before? Yeah, right? He bought the company for $1 million when, in 1970s when it was small. I know, $1 million, small, right? Crazy, right? And then he built it up to the #1 distributed ice cream in the country and sold the company to Nestle for $3.2 billion. This is a big-time baller, okay? But a real entrepreneur. And so I told the teacher, yo, when T. Gary comes, I want to meet him. I need to meet with him. She said, okay, well, bring some of your brownies and we'll set up a meeting after class and some of the students can come interact with him. I said, great. So I did that. And after he spoke to us, great speech, and he's a Cal alumni as well, which is awesome. We got to meet with T. Gary, and everyone else there was there to listen, but I was there to pitch. I was like, hey, I bought a nice golden box, like Supreme. I brought the s'mores brownies, the ultimate. I made sure I baked them perfect. Each grain of salt was like, chocolate sauce just right, temperature warmed up. Like I did everything, to impress this guy. And I gave him the brownies, and he loved them and told me, look, when I need brownies, I'm coming to you. And actually invited me to his office in Oakland. And since then, I've had him as a mentor, which is amazing. In business, I want to stress, as an entrepreneur, anyone here want to be an entrepreneur or any entrepreneurs in the house? Yes? Okay. I see you back there. All right. To be successful in entrepreneurship, school alone is not enough. It's not enough. You're going to need to invest spending your time around other entrepreneurs. It'll speed up the process. I've been through a lot of hurdles, a lot of BS, wasted time trying to find the answers when they were all there. Somebody's done it before. Whether it be a gourmet brownie company, or one of my best mentors actually owns a soap and candle company. And she's in all the Whole Foods and all that. And she doesn't know nothing about food. She's a terrible chef, she told me. But she knows the metrics of business. And no matter what business you get yourself into, it's going to be the same thing across the board. Of course, there's things in each industry that are individual to that industry, but business is business. So this is who I learned business from. People like T. Gary, people like Sabrina Robertson, people like Sheila, amazing. And that's who I hang around. You got to ask yourself, you got to look around at your friends and the people you associate with, and really start to ask yourself, do I want to be like them? Are they going on the path that I'm on? Because it's a tough decision to distance yourself from friends that you've had for so long. But I'll tell you right now that there are rewards for being true to your passion. Take it a step back. I want to hear from you guys a little bit. I know I've been talking a lot. Anyone here want to share what their business is? JV now, awesome. That's great, man. Congratulations. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, well then we need to talk. All right. Okay, so I can actually, oh, yep.
I work in the human services field helping inner city youth.
Okay.
And I kind of use my artistic ability to bring awareness about social issues into bookmarks and greeting cards.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
I'm starting a street artist leadership program for female street artists.
That's awesome. I can pretty much relate to all those businesses. Starting off with the clothing line, my best friend owns a clothing line. And when he was first starting off, he allowed me to support him and be the head of marketing and social media, etc. And now having that contact is amazing because I've been printing shirts and hats and shoes for Charlie's Brownies. And guess who I called when I needed to get it done? I called him and said, hey, where do I get wholesale hats? Where do I get shirts? Where do I get printing? How do I get this done? Guess what? I didn't have to go on Google. I just called my boy, and it was taken care of, and he gave me the best rate because he has a great rate because he orders so much for his clothing line. So now I get access to that rate. That's why hanging around entrepreneurs is beneficial for your business. Now moving forward, I'm going to touch on the last thing is where I'm at now. So I've graduated from Berkeley. I did a year at culinary school just to tighten up my skills. I launched my website, charliesbrownies.com, which you can all check out. You can order gift boxes from the website and send them anywhere in the country. I've sent to all 50 states except for the Dakotas. I don't know why. I heard it's only cows there. But I have sent to Alaska and Arkansas and Virginia and all that. Crazy, I know. I want to touch on solving problems in business. Like I talked about the hybrid cars. So my business, initially, what problem did my business solve? Hunger, right? Sweet tooth. Now, I'm kind of evolving my brand. I'm going through a rebranding right now. I'm going to relaunch this summer. So my company has gone from just being a basic fun and playful brand of just red velvet and chocolate and sugar to now it's actually a sustainable kind of like forward-thinking brand. I've taken it completely wheat-free and dairy-free, which is big because 5% of people are intolerant to gluten and also 20% of people are lactose intolerant. So now I've opened up a whole new market for people that can actually eat my products. Also, my packaging that I'm redeveloping right now is 100% plant-based, meaning it's recyclable, it's good for the earth. Plastic is not good for the earth, in case you all didn't know that. It's terrible. So these are just things that I've incorporated in my brand to make it more sustainable and more appealing to the forward-thinking community, also accessible. Anyone have questions? Well, I have a few more minutes. I know I got to wrap up soon. I see the... Yes, so I'm the head chef of Charlie's Brownies, but I do have a team of sous chefs that I need for big orders. I just got an order. I'm sending 150 gifts to New York this Wednesday, so I have a team that I work with that helps me get things done. Teamwork is amazing, by the way. With 3 people in the kitchen, you can get things done very quickly, or in any space. Any other questions? Oh, okay. That's God was the main culprit there. So my first investment, touch on this real quickly. My first investment when I graduated was from an angel investment company called 100 Urban Entrepreneurs. Now, they're not running anymore right now, but you can look up their website and see what they did. They actually raised money from like P. Diddy and like some big corporations, and they were looking to invest in urban companies, and I was one of the first businesses that they invested in. My second investment was Kickstarter. Anyone heard of Kickstarter? Okay, so I did a Kickstarter. I made a video. Hey, I'm Charlie. I want to do this big brownie brand. It's amazing. Try out my products. Invest in me. Blase, blase. I raised $12,000 there and needed all of it because it costs money, the cost of doing business, website, printing, supplies, ingredients, marketing, et cetera, et cetera. Right now, I'm at the stage where I'm working on raising $100,000 right now. And I have a lot of people banging my door down to invest because they want a piece of the action. But I'm taking my time, and really it's all about how are you going to make money. You can solve all the problems in the world, but the equation for profit is revenue minus costs equals profit. So do what you love, solve the problems of the world, be innovative, but also find ways to keep your costs low and your revenue high, and you will be profitable and successful in business. Thank you.